Let's begin.
It's October 14th, which means we are 2 weeks into the month of October and doing the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project, year 10. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to give a quick shout out to the I Am the Ice Lord, the 13th Wolfman, who are doing some fantastic reviews over there. And just a quick shout out to the I Am the Ice Lord. It's like, hey, you can do this, man. Like, I know you have been feeling good, and this filmed a few days after we had our conversation, but it's like, you got this, okay? You got it. Me and the horror community got you. We're going to get you through the last day of the 31 Days of Fright. The 13th Wolfman's doing fantastic Italian Sundays. I always look forward to those days the most because I'm horror illiterate when it comes to the Italian genre of horror movies. You got Random Horror, Dave Maggot, Carly317, Double Shot J. We're all got fantastic lists this year. I've been trying to watch everybody. It's so much. Plus doing my own list, it's a lot, but I do make it happen. I may not be able to comment on everybody's, but I do give everyone a like. So, speaking of that, if you leave a like and leave a comment, helps us horror community get our videos and channels out there to a much broader audience. Hitting that bell helps you stay informed when our videos go live, and subscribe. That helps us more than basically anything. Is subscribing us to our channels. So, man, that was a lot to say. But today, Slasher Week ends with Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I know this movie isn't technically a slasher film per se. I think truly like the first real true slasher film is Black Christmas, the original one. And then I think it didn't become really truly popular until Halloween. But there's a lot of slasher-esque vibes in this movie. You have this really cool setup of the movie. I think it's really nice. You got Janet Leigh, who is like just like your normal person, and then she sees this large sum of money that she has to go deposit, and she's like, I'm going on the run. And she just makes one bad decision that ultimately costs her her life. And so while she's on the run, she stops at this hotel, and it's the Bates Motel, run by Anthony Perkins, Norman Bates, and it's like, he is fantastic in this movie. Anthony Perkins playing Norman Bates. I love him in this movie. I don't think I've ever watched any of the sequels that follow the Psycho 1, 2, and I think there's 4 altogether. 2, 3, and 4. I haven't watched any of those. I may watch them for the next few years, for the following years, for the 31 days. But it's just like, I don't think I want to, because I think he's so perfect in this movie, acting-wise. And it's like, Janet Leigh's really good in this movie. And then you get into this like subplot of like her sister, Janet Leigh's sister, trying to find her. And you get the cops involved. And that has like one of my favorite shots in this movie, where the cop is like investigating this big, fantastic-looking gothic house on a hill. And he's falling down the steps, and it's the way it's filmed, like the camera has filmed already filmed it going down, and the actor's just kind of like reacting, so it looks really awesome. It really does. I watched this in 4K. I watched it the uncut version. Like it's being billed as the uncut version. I'm not quite sure what that entails, but I do believe it's like the original version that we got to, like, the people got to see in theaters, because I think they do trim a few things out for like when it came to DVD and stuff like that. But I think this is like the true version of what was shown in theaters when it originally came out. So I really loved it. This movie's famous for the shower scene. You don't see an ounce of nudity or blood, except for like the little swirling drain kind of thing. But you don't see no stab wounds or anything like that. It's just like, it's so in your mind, it fills in the gaps, and it's like, it's so expertly shot and everything. And then you got probably the worst part of this movie. I know a lot of people say about this is that you don't need like the explanation at the end of the movie. It explains why Norman Bates did what he did. It's just like, I think we as moviegoers are smarter than sometimes what the higher ups to these movie makers give us credit for. Oh, we need a reason why. We need to explain to the audience why he did what he did. It's like, no, we don't need that. We do not need that one bit. It's like, we know that he's deranged. He has mommy issues. He's like, it's everything like that. It's just like, oh, he just like, yeah. So like, we didn't need that explanation at the end, and we could have just scene takes place at the precinct, and then I think that famous shot of the camera right in front of Norman Bates' face. I think he smiles, and then it fades out. Credits, perfect. We don't need no dialogue or anything. You just got to know that they took him in, and he's alive, and then it fades out to black with that face on screen, and with him smiling, knowing like this may not be the end of him. So, and that's it. That's really it. And what I mean by slasher-esque, like I mentioned, he stalks her, kills the cop, dumps the body, all that stuff. Like, it's very slasher-esque, and or adjacent, and a lot of horror movies following kind of like our influence. You see it all the time in other movies. When kills are happen off screen, you don't see her death. Like you see the knife and just like a quick shots. And that's what that's what you see in horror movies today. Is like these quick shots of like things happening with your mind filling in the gaps. You don't need to see the knife going into somebody and stuff like that or anything. It's just like you don't need any of that. Your mind will make up what's more worse on screen. So, and that's what this movie does really well. It fills in that shower scene, your mind makes it way worse than it actually is, and what is actually on screen. So that is all I have to say about Psycho. We are 2 weeks into the month of October. Next week is Zombie Week. I'm doing some foreign films. I'm doing a 3D movie for the first time on this channel. I think I might have done it with Bloody Valentine, but I think I ended up like nixing it and watching it in standard viewing. But I'm doing a 3D movie. And I have another 4K movie next week, so I have at least one 4K per month. So that is all of week I'm at. So that is all. I am the one and only MSJ, and all I can really say is thank you.